hand it back over to Yabo, who's going to kind of get us started and get things going. And I look forward to seeing everybody at the end of the coaching session.
All right. Yeah, thanks, Lisa. Thank you so much. So our coach for today, I'm super excited, is Ronda Dorsey. Ronda is currently serving as the treasurer for our ICF Heartland chapter. And then the client is Reverend Dr. Peter Luckey. He's the winner of our President's Awards this year, one of our newest PCC in the house. I'm so excited. Congratulations on both ends. Thank you both for your willingness to share a coaching session with us, and so that we can all learn and grow in our coaching practices. We're grateful for the experience. So, do you guys have any questions before we get started? No? Okay, so then just take it away. As a reminder, please go off camera so that it could just be the two of them, and we'll resume in about 20 to 30 minutes. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate you being here. And before we get started, just want to do a quick shout out. Lisa, thank you. I know I'm in great hands with you. This is the second event that I've been a part of with ICF, and you were wonderful with the brew and renew. And I know that coaching over coffee is going to be great with you. Thank you. Iabo, it is such a pleasure to meet you, and thank you for the wonderful, just welcoming. Thank you for serving as facilitator today. I'd also like to shout out to Peter. I think we heard that he did earn his ACC recently, and I'm just like, give you big props for that. That's so cool. And also congratulations on the President's Award. You did a recording. I didn't get to meet you in person, but it just is a testament to, I don't know, I see myself in this coaching space. I haven't earned my ACC yet, and you give me inspiration and hope to just keep going, even if it's something that I'm not super excited about doing because of the test and stuff. Thank you. And then also just real quick for Teresa, our board president, thank you for your leadership this year. I know you've got another year. I met with her briefly this morning. I just want to put a quick plug in for the ICF Heartland board. We do have some positions that are open, and if anyone's interested in serving, you can reach out to me, Lisa, and I'm sure Teresa, we're all here. We love you. And Cindy, thank you for supporting us and stepping up to go into the treasurer role. So those are my thank yous. I just wanted to I have so much gratitude. ICF, you've changed my life in this year, and I'm so excited to be here. I do recognize it takes some courage to step into this. I feel like, I'm in a beautiful jury of peers, and I welcome your feedback. And all I'm going to say is thank you. So I'll give you that. And Peter, I don't know if you have any wise words. In the chat here, I'm just going to put what I'm working with today. So I would love that feedback. I'm putting my email in there if you want to get back in touch with me. And I'll stop there. Thanks, Peter. Okay.
Okay, Rhonda, you can start your coaching whenever you're ready, and you'll have about 25 minutes or so. Do you want one of us to watch that clock for you, or are you going to watch the clock?
I welcome anybody to keep me on track, so you go right ahead.
Okay, well,
I
let's
could do a
go
5-minute a 5-minute reminder in the chat would help.
Okay, all right, sounds great. So probably about 12:40 or so, or 12:35, 12:40, I'll send you a message. All right, so
Roger.
you're on.
Thank you. Okay. Well, hello again, Peter, and my name is Rhonda. I know we haven't formally met in person, but again, grateful to have you here today, and thank you for your time. And everyone else that showed up today, thank you also for your time today. So I just want to welcome you to this space, Peter. Thank you again for showing up. And before we get into the session, just like to do a little housekeeping with you, if that's okay.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you
Good.
great. Thank you.
Great.
So I just want to level set around what coaching is. According to the International Coaching Federation, with whom I'm a member of and am grateful for their professional support and their ethics, coaching is a partnership. And this is about a thought-provoking time for us to engage in a creative process where we can inspire your potential, whatever that means for you. So you remain in full choice at all times. And at any time, if you want to pause, stop, discontinue, just please let me know, and we will do that whenever you need. This conversation is not about to be a replacement for therapy or medical advice or even psychological treatment. If you need any support with that, I am happy to help you find someone that can be a professional to serve you in that space. So, with that being said, do I have your permission to coach you today?
You sure do.
Thank you. And do you also mind if I take notes as well? I
No, go
I
for it.
need a pen sometimes. Super. And then also just last part, as I mentioned before, I'm in pursuit of my ACC as well. This is being recorded. And with your permission, would it be okay to share this with my mentor so that they can help me improve in my coaching skills?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So now we can
And I'm
transition here.
a little bit shy about saying this, but actually I just got the PCC credential, and I'm only bragging about that because there's so much anxiety that went into it. So yeah, it's the PCC, which is
Oh,
500
PCC.
hours of coaching. Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
huge.
I
That's a
skipped the
huge.
ACC. I just went straight to PCC.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know that
Yeah.
we could do that.
Yeah, you can.
That's really exciting. I have something to follow up with you about.
Okay.
Sorry about the dogs there.
Yeah.
So thank you. So, Peter, how are you arriving today? Mentally, emotionally, physically, even?
I feel I'm really glad to be here and honored to be asked to be your client, Rhonda. And yeah, as I said, I spent the morning uh, giving food to people that are hungry at our food pantry, and I never leave the work at the food pantry and feel like I wasted my morning. That is such a profound experience. And the line was just overwhelming. It was pouring rain in Laura. It's dreary, cold, people outside waiting to get their turkey, waiting to get milk. And it just is such a grounding experience for me where I just feel so, it's kind of like you're fierce with reality and you're right in the midst of what's going on in our country. And I feel um, very moved to be part of helping people and be part of and seeing people where they are and meeting people where they are.
Ugh, what beautiful words, and what a great way to prepare for coaching today. Thank you.
Yeah,
Could
I
I
didn't
ask for
think
anyone to do this any better?
no, it just happens that coaching over coffee happens at noon and that's the end of my 3 hour shift. So yeah, I come fresh from that experience, but it's always very very meaningful because I love people and I feel like I'm a retired pastor and yet I still have a congregation, and the
Oh,
congregation are people that are coming looking for food, and I feel a real powerful need and yearning to connect and be present to people in that moment.
mm. Thank you for the flood of oxytocin there, as one who loves neuroscience. I'm really grateful for you today. So, what lets you know that you are ready to get started with this session?
Well, I think I'm ready. I think I feel, supported by this group and by the ICF, and yeah.
100%. There's no better place to stretch than with
Yeah.
ICF.
Yeah.
So, Peter, what is the single thing that you would like clarity or movement on today?
Yes. Rhonda, what I really, as a coach, and this is a coaching question for me, is when I'm coaching people, and what I've learned over my coaching experience is how much the people I'm coaching are challenged by feeling that they're not enough. Like, I'm not smart enough, I'm not confident enough, I'm not, you could fill in the blank, but some kind of way that people feel that they're just not enough, that there's a kind of what I would call a limiting belief. I'm not really good at that. And I'm just curious about how can I be a better coach for people, to equip people with a narrative and a story that counteracts the story that they have that they're not good enough.
Not good enough. I've heard that
Yeah,
as imposter syndrome, maybe sometimes, or that fake it till you
yeah,
make it thing.
yeah. And well, and for instance, I was coaching somebody a couple days ago, and the person is female, she's in her 30s, she's leading a congregation, and she has a sense that, well, maybe people don't take me seriously because I'm a woman and because I'm a young woman. And here she's trying to project a pastoral authority, and yet she feels like that people don't really respect her. And so I'm wondering, as a coach, I mean, I can't change her environment for her, but how do I help equip her in that environment to feel stronger and to feel more confident? And I think that's what I really, yeah, I think I need some help with that. How to help people get there. What are some tools that I can have that can get people there?
Oh, fantastic. So let me make sure I'm hearing you. You are interested, like so many of us, in leveling up as a coach to be there for the folks who may be struggling with some of that self-image or that feeling of that limiting feeling, like is brilliant, of not being enough, showing up as enough. And I'm always curious what that means for people. So if we could, what if we took the individual that you just spoke about, the woman that you were working with
Sure.
there, would we be able to perhaps map what that pattern of that limiting belief that she is carrying? Do you think we could work with that?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Outstanding. Yeah, I'm thinking because I'm curious about what might be the assumptions that this individual is making
Mhm.
that's holding that limiting belief just tight there.
My sense is that the assumptions, um, well, that's interesting because I think she's new in this position, so she doesn't know the congregation very well. She doesn't know the people that she's ministering to. So I don't think she's actually checked out with the people, you know, how do you receive me as your pastor? Or do you sort of think, well, I'm just this young woman who, what do you know? And I think that she's probably carrying some assumptions about herself that may or may not be grounded in reality. And as a coach, it's it's not my place to, they may be grounded in reality. I don't know. I don't know what her experience is and how she's treated on a daily basis. But it may be that she's carrying some of that, I'm not really cut out to be the pastor, and what authority do I have in this congregation to speak? And um, yeah, and I think especially maybe some of the assumptions are around not just gender but age. If you're in your 30s, how are you relating to people that are like in my age group, baby boomers that are in their 70s? It's sort of like, well, you're the age of my daughter, and so that's interesting. What comes up to me is that people talk about that people relate to me as if I'm their daughter. Okay, you know, so here's a person saying the people in the church relate to me as if I'm their daughter, but then that puts me in kind of this weird dynamic where, oh, that's nice, but you're not really respected for who you are and what gifts you bring in a professional, that with that language around, you treat me, or I feel like I'm treated like your daughter, a language that limits people. It's sort of like you're less than what you're called to be as a pastor, as an authority. So
Absolutely.
how do you stand up in front of a congregation and say that, in my understanding, this is what the gospel is saying today. This is what the word is. But people say, well, you're just like my daughter. So I got to listen to you, you know. So I think it's really difficult. And I think again and again, what I hear from people is wanting to be more confident and to have confidence in that situation where they feel like that they're not good enough. So that's an open question. It may be an internal thing that they're struggling with in terms of that's an inner thing. That's an assumption they have about themselves. It has nothing to do with the congregation, but it's also connected to reality. So they're not just making it up, because I hear this again and again.
Yes, the heaviness of the role of the title, perhaps the daughter role, and then having that conflated in her role as pastor, I could
Yeah.
see could cause some inner conflict with this individual.
Yes. That they're yeah. There is definitely a sense of, so if they're carrying that sense that they are less than, that they're not enough, that well, I'm just like their daughter, I'm not really the pastor, then how does that framework, that frame that they have about themselves, how does that inform how they respond to people around them? Does that mean that they get more defensive? Does that mean that they try to overcompensate for that and say, well, you don't respect me, and it, you know, it could just set up a lot of ways in which things could go south.
Oh, I appreciate that. And you brought up the R word, the respect word. It's such a core value for some folks. So I'd like to step back when you said what you wanted out of this session was maybe some tools or techniques.
Mhm.
It feels like you're uncovering some of that here. Just I see your body language, and you even had some the Zoom caught like
Hands
a
go
high
up.
five or something. Yeah, I could tell you were engaged.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think of all the things in coaching that I struggle with, this is the one that hits me the most, because I think this is the one that comes up again and again. And, there's very simplistic ways that are not what a coach wants to do, which is like, oh, no, you're fine. You're a pastor. You have all this education. Don't let them tell you. Well, that's not a coaching strategy. Um, yeah, I want them to unlock the power within themselves. It's not about me saying something. It's about them finding their own power and hearing their own voice. And um, and I think as I think about that, my session with this woman the other day, and she talked about an incident where some people in the community were upset because she felt that she was getting too political, because she had a sign out in front of her church that said love your neighbor. Well, how could love your neighbor be political? But people are saying it's political. And as she was talking, the tears started to come down. It's like, if we're not caring for the most vulnerable people in the world, then what the hell are we doing? And I could feel her strength in her. And I said, what are those tears about? What are you saying to those tears? And I felt like and asked her to repeat what you just said. She said, if we're not here to care for the most vulnerable people, then what are we doing as a church? And I felt like as a coach, I was helping her find the power of her own conviction. And
Yes.
I think for me, that's the key as I think about it in terms of helping people, is giving people an opportunity to, to find the depth and the strength of their voice, um, to articulate what it is they want to do and what their ministry is about. And I think that's like answering my own question, which is I think that's the antidote is to helping people find it's finding helping them find their voice.
Helping them find their voice. And how important is that to a person?
I think it's everything. I think it's everything. I think when we can help people articulate who they are and what they believe, why they went into the ministry, why you're a pastor at this church. Um, you know, that's that's where they find their strength and people find their strength. If they can get down to that core conviction, that's going to be their kryptonite. Um, and that's as a coach what I want. That's what I hope that I can do. That what I want to do is uh, maybe it occurs to me that I might invite people when they're in that place of no confidence to say, you know, tell me about a time when you felt that you spoke with authority and people really listened. And invite people to think about a time when they were able to be strong and it mattered. Because my assumption is if you're the pastor of this church, you didn't get there by accident. You didn't like just stumble into this job. It's not as if, well, you really sucked, but they just took you anyhow. No, you had some conviction, some power in your voice that opened that congregation to having you come and be their pastor. And so it's helping people find that voice. Is what I but I think that might be a way to do it, would be to invite them to think about a time when they were able to be, uh, when they felt that they were being respected.
Yes. What clicked for me is the word that you used, kryptonite. What is so easily played in our head is the kryptonite message. And you uncovered, I think you have answered your question today. You've uncovered that if you ask them to think about a time when they spoke with authority or they showed up in that prototype of themselves that they want to be, the opposite of the kryptonite, that's wild to me. And what's even more wild is in this space where people do believe and have faith in other areas where they wouldn't, and yet they seem to be the ones struggling the most with feeling like they're supposed to be there with purpose versus accident. That's fascinating. I can see why this is so difficult from a coaching perspective because you share that with them and you have that knowingness.
Right. I share that. And I think part of the genius of coaching and the genius, I'm so glad for my training, is before I was trained, I think I'd say, well, let me tell you about a time when I found my confidence. And, that's not what this is about. It's really about they know that you get them, that you understand what this journey is. I don't need to tell them. I don't need to say, oh, let me tell you about a time because they know that I know their life. And I think it's just saying 100% focused on them and what they, um, yeah, giving them strength.
Yes. It
Yeah.
never ceases to amaze me how coaches we stretch and the spectrum of who we serve. And I'm so grateful that there are coaches like you serving your niche because your niche needs you. Ah, glad you're there. So
It's
what,
a real honor to be called. Oh, I have an emergency. I'm sorry. Talk about yourselves.
oh, I'm sorry. Would anyone like to step in as Peter so we can do the last 5 minutes? Cindy, can I put you on the spot?
Oh, goodness. Okay, this is challenging. We've never had this happen before. I hope everything is okay with Peter.
I
Goodness.
know.
I will, you know what? I am happy to I will pretend to be Peter for the last 5 minutes or so if you want to kind of do your wrap up. Bless your
So
heart.
you'll pretend to be Peter
I'll be
in
Peter.
this scenario. I saw
Mhm.
Cindy. She did come off camera. I don't want to take the
Okay.
time from her, but you never know.
No, but I
Okay.
am happy to let Lisa be Peter.
I was afraid you were going to say that,
I
Cindy.
know, but
I'm
I
picking
would have
on
tried
you.
to channel him if needed.
So thank you, Lisa, for doing your best Peter here. So I believe where we were was Peter was talking about the speaking with authority piece, and then not there by accident with his people, the niche where he's at. So I want to ask Peter, Lisa, Peter, what might be standing out for you today from this session?
Yeah. Well, my observation of this coaching is that it's kind of a reflection of what coaching is that during this time of I saw Peter and pretending to be Peter, I would say that Peter, have uncovered for myself that I really did know this answer, right? That I did have it in me. And even though I struggle with what my procedure should be, this coaching session has kind of helped me reveal that, right? That I do know, I do have experience, I have seen that. So I can't remember your original question, but I'm just thinking it has bubbled up during this that I do have the tools, I have the experience, I have seen it work, and this has just been a good reminder of a pathway that has worked for me and that I'm going to pursue moving forward.
It's so great to hear you say that. And I can just feel just this shift in you. It's just kind of dripping off of you. And I'm feeling it too. Thank you for that. So I
Yeah.
only have one more question for you. Is there anything that we missed today that we needed to go over or should have gone over to make this time worth your while?
I sense that I have some revelations, that I have a sense of direction. I have a path forward. Um, Even if that path forward is just a reminder that I have the skills to do that, that sometimes just getting in my own head about kind of that taking on that doubt that other people have, that really I do know how to help them seek that out, that I do have the skills to remind them that they have it in themselves. And kind of that question that you had that Peter shared, that I shared as Peter, about asking her, when was the time that you felt competent? That maybe I just asked that of myself as a coach. When have I had success asking people or helping them see that in themselves? And that was my reflection of what I saw Peter come to during our time together. And I have mixed my personality, and Peter's all in here in the conclusion, so my apologies. So yeah, I would say that if I were Peter and as Lisa, just moving forward, it's just a good refresher that I have it, that the skills and training are there, and that coaching is powerful and I know how to do it.
Oh, what a beautiful reminder for all of us. We know how powerful it is, and yes, we do know how to do it. Thank you for your time today, Peter, Lisa. You were wonderful, and just reach out if you want to do this again with me anytime.
Oh,
Thanks,
thank you
everyone.
so much. Thank you. That's fantastic. Well, I hope that Peter's okay. Gosh, that's scary.
I know,
So yeah,
I'm trying to be like, is he okay?
I
Is he okay?
know.
And then I'm like, but I want to finish. I'm
I
so
know,
sorry.
exactly. So kudos to you, Rhonda, for just rolling with it. I'm going to invite Yabo to come. Everybody come back on your picture, on video. That's the term I wanted. And Yabo's going to kind of lead us through. Oh, good. I see Peter returning.
Yes, yeah,
Yabo's going to kind of handle it from here.
okay. First of all, I just want to check on Peter. Is everything okay?
We had a refrigerator exploding with water, and we couldn't figure out how to
Oh,
get the water off, and went down to the basement, and finally we figured out how to turn off the main, so we turned off all the water in the house. So
all right.
we'll figure out what's going on. Like, it's just
Oh, well, I'm glad
exploding
you're
refrigerator.
exactly. I'm sorry to
Yeah.
hear that, but
So sorry about